With all votes tabulated, it's time to leap into Athletes Unlimited Week 3. Back in the captain's chair, Amanda Johansen chose wisely, making Ali Mastriani the #1 pick. Sam Apuzzo is a frequent leader. She tabbed Lauren Gilbert to share goal-scoring responsibilities. Get your heads together and sync up with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN this morning. From USA Lacrosse HQ in Sparks, Maryland, the captains have the final say when Team Amanda Johansen acts out against the squad led by Sam Apuzzo. It is great to see you again alongside Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. Court, we have two players very high up on the leaderboard clashing in this one. So what's the mindset for these two teams as they head into this contest?
You know, I think first and foremost, it's not having that at the forefront of their mind. If they play as a team, work together, the wins happen. So it's most of all about sharing the ball.
Let's remind the folks of how we do business here with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 56 of the very best players are in town, in residence. Every week we shuffle the teams up via captain's draft, and the point scoring method is pretty cool.
There's 3 different ways to earn points. Obviously, quarter-to-quarter wins, an overall game win, as well as statistically you want to do well, and then you want your teammates noticing as well as the opponent because you can earn MVP points each and every game.
Players with terrific all-around games tend to do very well on the leaderboard in this league. Amanda Johansen just has that kind of game where she factors in on every play.
Amanda Johansen makes herself known all over the field. She's strong, she's powerful, she uses her height well, and it gives her tremendous reach. But it's most importantly her ability to work well with others. That's what makes her such a good captain, leader, and goal scorer on the field. She has vision, but she's calm, cool, and collected at all times.
Been really consistent. She's made good decisions with her captaincy, and she finds herself third on the leaderboard as a result. Great offensive players often find their reward in this league as well. And when I think of Sam Apuzzo, I think of someone who has tremendous offensive skills and a great mind for the game.
Sam Apuzzo, she's just at home behind the goal cage. She's the quintessential quarterback, oftentimes seeing the play develop right before her, but she's the ultimate competitor. Between her jump shots, her goal celebrations, look for her to be the heartbeat of the team in blue.
Sam saw a lengthy goal-scoring streak come to an end last week, but she's back on her horse and sitting at second overall on the leaderboard. Big hugs with Amber McKenzie there, the co-chair of the Player Executive Committee. These great athletes are really generous with their time. They're all eager to wear microphones for us. Britt Reed about to take you into the game presented by Air National Guard. Hey, 19, what's with this early wake-up call? How early did you set the alarm clock?
Oh, not too early, just 7. It's nice, though. The breeze is nice, the temperature's nice, so you can't complain.
Britt, when you look at this morning's game, obviously you guys have played a lot in the evening. Do you think that'll factor in for anyone?
I don't think so. I think once we get going, we all lock in and we know what we need to do to get going, and we wake up as early as we need to get into our routine to play our best.
Britt, we appreciate it. We'll be touching base with you from time to time. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Face-off time here. The officials are Lynn Bowers, Ronnie Anton, Patty Kletcher-Porter, Julie Wakus, and Erica Leslie. Team Johansen is in purple. Team Apuzzo in orange. Both of these squads off of 11-8 wins in their opening games of the weekend. A very early 9 a.m. Eastern Time start under cloud cover with temperatures in the mid-70s. We are off and running. Grace Griffin has the ball. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, the roster size 14 per team. We play 10 against 10 on the field, 6-on-6 at the offensive end. There's a 60-second shot clock that's employed throughout. Lauren Gilbert, the great rookie goal scorer, outside the 8-meter key on the feed for Griffin. Give and go. Gilbert inside, snuffed out there. Kaylee Waters at the end of the line with a stop for Team Johansen. Ball down, you get a couple of points for a ground ball scoop if you come up with it, and there's 2 for Grace Griffin. Unsettled Gilbert outside the 8-meter key. Alex Ost-Holman, who had 4 goals in her first game of the weekend.
Team Apuzzo can slow things down a bit here. They have a shot clock reset. There's no rush. That new 60 is already down to 40, but take your time, make sure you capitalize on this first offensive set.
Turnover there. It's caused by Amber McKenzie. That's as good as scoring a goal in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. She'll get 12 points for that. Amber, number 1 in the purple, clearing to the midline. You have 20 seconds to clear across midfield, and McKenzie does just that. No score in this one. We play 10-minute quarters of stop time in Athletes Unlimited. Throughout the day, you'll be seeing the Geico leaderboard left side of the screen. Taylor Marino's a goalie. She's on top of the leaderboard as we begin this day. Game 15 of 24. The colors next to the players' names, the jersey colors they're wearing this week. This is a cumulative total. We're now in week 3 of 4 this season. Hanging out back behind the cage, Hallie Majorana, who has scored in every game of this summer. Shot clock's down at 10. Turning the corner. Majorana fires. That's off the outside of the post, so they'll get a fresh 60 as it's backed up by Sammy Jo Tracy. Sammy Jo, goals in 4 of her 7 games this summer. Just getting going now. We're approaching the 3-minute mark of the opening quarter. Fortunato, who really heated up last week, on the feed. Closing in here for a snapshot. Score! Nifty release on the run. The finishing act put in by Kelsey Huff for the 1-0 advantage.
Kelsey Huff, 32 in purple. She's somebody who you see use her speed, her athleticism to turn that corner, as well as get that nice shot off right before the sliding defender came. She saw a lane. We see the defender in orange coming to cover that stick side. That nice quick release is what caught Britt Reed in goal off guard. Ball hit the corner of the net, popping out nice and quick on that angle from the goal cam. But Kelsey Huff has done a great job stepping in this season and scoring some goals. And as a two-way midfielder, that's what you want. Somebody who can make plays offensively as well as on the defensive end of the field.
Draw control for Dempsey Arsenault, 11 in the orange. That gives her 2 points. She's been among the leaders in draw controls all season. Kelsey Huff doesn't mind the early start time today. She and her mates played a early game yesterday, even earlier, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Game was moved to Friday morning due to inclement weather. She tallied 3 in that win. We're at the 3-minute mark now. Number 3 going to goal. That's Gilbert. She draws a double team. Harassed there all the way inside. Good takeaway check. That was supplied. That was Becca Block, the defender of the year last summer in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. This is season 2. The turnover story, Apuzzo's coughed it up a couple times. Trailing by 1. Kelsey Huff has the goal for Team Johansen in purple. Majorana working back behind the goal against Ella Simpkins. Gets topside. No shooting angle there. Halfway through the shot clock. Fortunato off the split dodge from right to left. She gets doubled. Majorana keeps it hot. That pass is a bit too tall. Huff is going to chase it down on the end line with 18 seconds to shoot. Over the head of the captain, Johansen. This is over and back. It's a turnover. It'll be Team Apuzzo ball, and Gilbert with the great speed, running stride for stride with her, the rookie out of BC, Courtney Taylor. Speaking of BC greats, there's Sam Apuzzo, who won the Tewaaraton Award at Boston College. College lacrosse's equivalent of the Heisman Trophy. Arsenault off the split. She scores!
What's so fun about Athletes Unlimited is the fact that teams change from week to week. You get to see who works well with one another. And obviously Team Apuzzo in orange got the ball into the ever-capable hands of Dempsey Arsenault. She knows what she is able to do, that nice little stutter, quick jab to a split. They're creating space for her. She has an excellent ability to take her one-on-one matchup on. And again, that's what we've seen so far in this early game. One-on-ones, late slides defensively.
Arsenault's 8th goal of the season. We're in week 3 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. She has tallies in 6 of 8. Draw possession to Amanda Johansen, who's been among the league leaders in draw controls throughout. A 1-1 game. There are 20 points on the line for the team that wins the quarter. When you win quarters in Athletes Unlimited, your leaderboard total grows for all 14 players on the side. If we're tied at the end of any individual quarter, those 20 would carry over. The next frame would be worth 40. Fortunato on the jab step against Cookie Carr. She slips this one high. McCone thought she won the back up there. Closest to the ball on a shot where and when it leaves the field, and McCone will get 12 points for that hustle play on the end line.
That's something new this year that the PEC voted in, and I like it. It's a way for defensive players to have their heads up, again, create a cause turnover due to that hustle, the vision on the field, knowing that they can outrun that attacker. Makes the game so much more exciting, as well as their ability to earn more points.
Apuzzo off the face dodge. Amber McKenzie getting a starting nod today on the back end, along with Becca Block and Courtney Taylor. The fourth defender for Team Johansen is Meg Dowdy. Dowdy is also on turf as Arsenal goes through the weave drill with Griffin. Little give and go two-player game. Fine stop there by Kaylee Waters. Waters, who had 10 stops yesterday morning and rocketed up the leaderboard as a result. Quick stick inside. Score! Apuzzo.
A nice quick restart by Dempsey Arsenault, hitting Alex Ost behind the goal. And then vision. Team Apuzzo is always putting herself at the right place at the right time, and that's right around the crease.
Beautiful feed from Ost Holman. Apuzzo knows what to do with it from there. It's 2-1 early on. Back-to-back tallies for Team Apuzzo, one from Arsenault and one from the captain herself. It's a 2-1 advantage over Team Johansen. Folks, we have Premier Lacrosse League action coming up next week. Zions Bank Stadium in the great state of Utah. Atlas and the Whipsnakes on Friday at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, followed by the Water Dogs and Redwoods. Then Saturday, the Chaos and Archers are in action, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. Then it's the Cannons and the Chrome, all 4 games exclusively on ESPN+. I think Cannons, I hear about Nick Morocco in goal for head coach Sean Quirk. There's Lindsay McCone. Her play has improved quite a bit this summer. You see the numbers this season. She says it's all a product of a lot of reps and hard work. Ortega skips it inside beautifully. McCone has the hat trick.
Coming out of college last year, I was pretty much relying on the fitness that I had built up, just being a D1 athlete. It's hard to prepare to play lacrosse without playing lacrosse. Playing in the World Championships and in the World Games has also just elevated my fitness level and everything, and my game fitness level.
Straight off the draw, McCone steps right on in. Score!
Winning games as a team, having just those memories and moments and the feeling of someone getting caused turnover and someone scoring a goal, like those little moments, like I guess that's my goal this summer, is just to feel as many of those as possible.
Lindsay McCone on turf with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. She's also been working for a company called Parity. They're trying to get women's athletes sponsorship deals. Lindsay's very much involved with that. Terrific during her days at Northwestern.
She's somebody who we've seen play a lot of lacrosse this summer, from World Championships with Team Israel to the World Sixes, games in Alabama, and then now with Athletes Unlimited. She just keeps going. She's a motor.
No doubt about that. Scouts will say, worker B, buzz, buzz, buzz all day. She'll do this throughout the day as well. Get inside that draw circle. Lined up opposite of Ali Mastriani, the reigning national midfielder of the year off the North Carolina national champs. Johansen gets 2 for the draw control. Amanda's side is dressed in purple today. Mastriani drawing the double. Courtney Fortunato outside the 8-meter key. If you score from there, you'll get 2 for the team and 16 points for yourself. 2-1 with 20 points on the line for winning the quarter. Right now, Apuzzo in orange has the advantage. Mastriani sharing the ball on the outside with Girardi, another rookie from Northwestern. Moving from the top, Huff, nice look inside. Off the cross of Fortunato, she kept it alive. 18 seconds to shoot. Mastriani, a little jab step, trying to free herself from McCone. Majorana against Cookie Carr. That's high. Floated down. It's going to be a ground ball scoop for McCone. And a change of possession here. Team Apuzzo in orange and on the lead. Caroline Wakefield snaps the pass to Grace Griffin. Griffin, who played collegiately at Maryland. If she weren't playing lacrosse, Grace said she would be all for taking up surfing. No surf's up today. Temperatures in the 70s, still under cloud cover. We're playing under the lights here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Arsenal's had the ball a lot, so too Apuzzo, but that's nothing new. Apuzzo against Dowdy, a matchup of Team USA gold medalists there. McCone playing the two-person game. Snap the pass on the skip for Apuzzo. Shot clock's at 12. Arsenal waits. McCone outside the 8-meter key. 7 seconds to shoot. Sneak attack. Apuzzo sent it wide. She was challenged there by both Dowdy and Waters.
Defensively, Team Johansen, they were working well together, shifting, collapsing, sliding, talking through the two-man game, as well as the ISOs that the team in orange was working on them with. Defensively, anytime you can hold the opposing team to a low-angle shot or to a shot clock violation, then you are doing your job on the defensive end.
Majorana hit up high there, fouled by Ella Simpkins. The whistle comes as Hallie dabs at her mouth. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you. Glad you've found us this early in the morning on ESPNU. Official there, Ronnie Anton, holding up the card. Simpkins will step out. This will be player up for Team Johansen.
Off of this challenge, Hallie Majorana caught a slight stick up in the face. That's what she's getting an 8-meter free position for at this time.
Majorana lets it go. Kneeling stop there. Britt Reed, as Majorana thought about a 2-point shot off the free position. We've had about 15 of those this summer, only 15, and we're in 15 game now of 24. Only 5 of 15 have been converted. Quarter points are on the line now, Court. 20 points for whomever wins the quarter.
And I like how she thought about taking the 2. We saw that in season 1 of Athletes Unlimited. Haven't seen any players step back from the line and go for it with a big wind-up power shot. Hallie obviously has that range and ability to do so.
Gilbert going for a ride against Mastriani. Shot clock is at 20. Just over a minute to go in this first frame. Apuzzo darting inside the key, draws a couple defenders. Griffin marked by Johansen. Shot clock's at 10. Alex Ostholman on the feed. Griffin fires. That's wide of Waters, who's running to the end line. And there again, Kaylee Waters forces the turnover. That's 12 points for the netminder. Her stat points continue to climb.
In these final 40 seconds, Team Johansen really needs to get a goal in order to tie things up and potentially send this game into a tie, which would mean the second quarter.
Great stop by Reed. She robbed Majorana to keep this a 2-1 game. That stop likely has just earned everybody in orange 20 points. You get 20 points for the quarter win, as Courtney was describing. The save there from Reed was exquisite.
Nice quick fast break, not a lot of angle, but a big step by Britt Reed, keeping the score at 2-1 and potentially, essentially giving these 20 points to Team Apuzzo.
2 seconds in the quarter. Griffin off the face dodge. The horn sounds. We've ended 10 minutes of play in Sparks, Maryland, and it is Sam Apuzzo's squad in orange getting the 20 points for winning this first quarter by a 2-1 margin. Arsenault and Apuzzo on the board for Team Apuzzo. Huff has struck for Team Johansen. We are underway. No raindrops to worry about so far as the scoring continues with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. With Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse at USA Lacrosse headquarters, in sunnier times you'll see a whole bunch of fans looking for autographs post-game, and the players more than willing to cooperate. Doesn't matter, doesn't have to be sunny, it can be rainy too. We've had some inclement weather to deal with, but the players and fans all have smiles on their faces as we are back underway today. Very early on, a live start with you. We began at 9 a.m., our doubleheader game at 11:30 a.m., both on ESPNU. Team Apuzzo on top 2-1 after 10 minutes, so that means 20 points for everybody dressed in orange to add to their leaderboard totals. Folks, Sunday night baseball matchup coming up, and it's a pretty good one. It's an NL West rivalry game. Juan Soto and the Padres taking on Freddie Freeman and the Dodgers, wrapping up a big 3-game series at Dodger Stadium, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage beginning at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on ESPN2 with Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. We are ready for the start of the second quarter. Before then, though, let's go Air National Guard into the game with Amanda Johansen.
You guys, I think offensively we just need to be better with the time that we work, right? So, like, it's been happening the whole game, but, like, right there at the end, we need one. There's, like, I think there was 60 seconds or whatever. We can't give them, like, another opportunity to be able to go down and score again. I think, too, like, first looks right now aren't working for us. So, like, if you think the first look is there, let them crash and slide and then move the ball. And I think the high is going to be wide open. But I don't think we're playing bad. Like, I think we're doing well. We're going to get it. It's 1-0. Our D's killing it right now. So let's keep it up.
Courtney, offensive players always say, don't necessarily go for the first look, go for the best look. That's what Amanda wants her team to do now.
That's right. I mean, she's so calm when she's talking and speaking, so you can't help but feel confident when you're one of her teammates on the field. But just as she talked about making plays, great defensive work, that was an excellent ride, slowing the ball, trail checking Lauren Gilbert in that offensive set. But being patient, I think, is what's going to prove fruitful for the team in purple.
Becca Block may be the only one out there who can run stride for stride with Gilbert. That was a great trail check. And the follow-up, as a result, another goal for Huff, her second on the day.
Huff's release is pretty quick. We see that nobody's on her hands right there. Caroline Wakefield giving her a little bit too much space. Huff is a natural lefty, but that quick split to her right-hand side, and her release is what's catching Britt Reed in goal. A little off guard, she's not quite set and ready, thinking she's not going to take a low-angle shot, especially with that weak hand, and she sneaks one in.
Her goal total's climbing steadily. Remember, she had an amazing late 2-point goal in week 1 against Team Reed. She solves Britt again there and makes this a 2-2 game. Kelsey's sister Kaylee played at USC and as well as Stony Brook. We get inside the draw circle, the officials awarding possession to Team Johansen in purple. Early stages of quarter 2. Once Johansen and Apuzzo have concluded, we'll get to Team Lizzie Colson and Team Taylor Marino. The second game scheduled for an 11:30 a.m. Eastern time start. Sammy Jo Tracy on the flip here. The snap from Mastriani fought off by Reed. And with some interference in the circle there, it'll be Team Apuzzo ball.
I think it's important to note both of these teams are without a player on the field. Legs can be a little bit tiring as time goes. Team Apuzzo without Kayla Wood and Team Johansen without Jamie Ortega. Not a lot of subs in the league. These players are very fit, but one player is all it takes. It means being a little bit more patient with the ball in your stick.
Apuzzo crisply on the outside for Arsenal. Those two have the goals for the team in orange. Dempsey going to cage again. Bouncer fought off by Kaylee Waters. Waters made the stop. Johansen comes up with the ball, and now it's a fast break in transition with numbers. This is a 5-on-3. Taylor pushing it. Fortunato on the feed. He gets into traffic there, and the whistles come. It'll be possession for Team Apuzzo once the official, Erica Leslie, gets things sorted out. Sammy Jo takes a seat. Sammy Jo Tracy watching as her Team Johansen gets back into a defensive posture. A brief player up now for Team Apuzzo.
Just 30 seconds. That green card was too many players on the field for Team Johansen.
Van Thoff looking to McCone for 2. Denied by Waters. Kaylee Waters has started very sharply this morning. She made 10 saves yesterday morning in just really only 3 quarters. Molly Wolf mopped up yesterday. She has 4 today already, does Waters. Fortunato bluffing the shot against Cookie Carr. Carr most recently in the last effort against Team Colson had a lot of shutdown work against Charlotte North, practically face guarding her very late in the game. Fortunato hums one to the top corner, a brilliant shot.
I believe they are awarding this 2 points on the field. You can see the referee holding up 2 fingers. As we take a look at this nice little flip, Courtney Fortunato, she exploded in week 2, more than doubling, tripling the amount of goals that she had in week 1. And we see right off of the turn, using Johansen as well as a nice little screen, release that well in front of the 2-point line. So referees, excellent call. And that nice quick release.
Courtney, they're checking it at the table. Great look from goal cam. Britt Reed overpowered by that slingshot from Fortunato. Dozen goals now for Courtney. The ball has to be out of your cross before you touch down inside the 8-meter key. So if it's out of your cross while you're behind the key, they will give you the 2 points. And the looks that we've shared with you seem to show the ball is out right now, and Fortunato is still outside that 8-meter key. That should be a 2.
No question about that. As you saw that angle, very tight, well placed, and look at the foot. Even the first foot to land was outside of that too.
Amber Hill, the facilitator for Team Johansen, she's seeing it in her tablet. She thinks it's 2. When we say facilitators, think helpers, advisors, support staff. On draft day, they're assistant GMs. Here's Lynn Bowers.
Yes, this was just an official's review to confirm that, in fact, that it was a goal that was worth 2 points. Both feet were outside the 8-meter key before the release, so it's a 2-point goal.
And as a result, thank you, Lynn, Team Johansen has the quarter lead before the 3-minute mark, 3 points to none. Huff tied the game at 2. Fortunato, who had 3 2-point goals last summer, gets on the board and has quickly, after only 1 goal in week 1, Courtney, look where she stands among the league leaders.
Now that just goes to show you that different groups put together each and every week, they're able to bring out the best in one another depending upon that team placement. And last week, Courtney Fortunato exploded. And this week, being with Team Johansen, she's doing an excellent job as well.
Mastriani wins the draw to herself. Draw control gets you 2 points in this league. 12 for Fortunato on that tally. She now has goals in 6 straight games.
Watching Team Apuzzo, you look at the BC connection. You have Dempsey Arsenal, Sam Apuzzo. They haven't even played together this season. This is just their 2nd game together, wearing the orange jerseys. Otherwise, the entire season last year, they weren't together, and it's not been until week 3 where they've connected.
Best of Buds will have a special feature on them at the half today. Cookie Carr busting it across the midline, chased by 2 riders. Forcing the turnover there, Johansen comes up with a scoop. The top of the show, we just said she has a way to impact the game in so many different ways. Fortunato for 2 is stopped. Rebound score! Majorana.
We call that a junk goal, but it's a goal nevertheless. Hallie Majorana never quitting on the play. Quick fast break transition from the cause turnover in their ride. Courtney Fortunato looking for a shot from down under, and Hallie was able to get that nice little rebound, ground ball. We see right here, quick reactions, throwing a fake to get your goalkeeper to bite, and then she put it around.
That'll bug Britt Reed, the goalie there. Normally she's so calm with her hands that she makes that catch and there would be no rebound. But the sloppy rebound was perfect for Hallie Majorana, who has scored in every game this summer. 8 straight. There are only 2 other players who can say that in the entire league, Charlotte North and Lauren Gilbert. Gilbert, who's on the field right now around the draw circle. It is a tally for Majorana, point number 5 on the board for Johansen. They are cruising in terms of the second quarter win points. Over the last 3 minutes, it's 4 unanswered for the team in purple. Griffin on the go, shifting the ball for Dempsey Arsenal. Team Apuzzo, 14 in the orange with the ball right now, has not lost a game this season. The only player who can say that. Apuzzo dancing with it off the split. She sends it wide of Waters, backed up on the end line by Alex Ost-Holman.
And Sam Apuzzo's teams, they've been down quite a bit throughout their different games, but just because they're down doesn't mean they're out. They always manage to come back with the win, and oftentimes that means Sam putting herself at the draw control.
There she lets one fly. That's stopped by Kaylee Waters. It was Team Apuzzo that rallied from 9-4 down with a little bit less than 6 minutes to actually win a game, eventually declared in a shootout. Closing in, this pass is too high and too hot to handle. Becca Block's feed gets away from Majorana. That's a turnover almost halfway through the second quarter. Team Apuzzo in orange has been blanked in this frame. Wakefield checked over the top of the head, still manages to successfully clear and set up the 6-on-6 at this end. Vanthoff with Arsenal picking up the pace a little bit. 4:50 separating us from our halftime festivities. Just past the bottom of the hour, we are live in Sparks, Maryland. Arsenal does a seize part. She scores.
Bit of a defensive miscommunication for Team Johansen, and Arsenal taking a big advantage of the two-man game. Dempsey Arsenal using her speed, her athleticism to goal, closing the gap for Team Apuzzo.
Big second quarter so far for the team dressed in purple. Team Johansen outpointing Team Apuzzo 4-1. When you win a quarter, you get 20 points for everybody on your roster. So far, so good for Team Johansen, leading 5-3. Folks, it's your time to earn some points for watching. If you are an Unlimited Club member, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app. You'll earn points. You'll move up the leaderboard. To get the app, download it today for free at your app store and get access to all the great Athletes Unlimited content and experiences all season long. Two teams with 1-0 marks squaring off. Team Apuzzo beat Team Colson 11-8. That was the only game that was played Thursday night due to severe weather in the area. Team Johansen, an 11-8 winner yesterday morning over Team Marino. Dempsey Arsenal has factored in on a couple of goals already. For every tally that you record in Athletes Unlimited, you earn 12 points for yourself, and Dempsey keeps climbing high on the leaderboard. 56 players are in residence here. We crown one individual champion.
As we take a look at this last goal by Dempsey Arsenal, she did a great job of seeing where her teammates are at. If we pause it right here, she's looking to work with her teammate. We see Lauren Gilbert, who I'm getting ready to highlight right there. Lauren Gilbert looking to set a pick, and then you have Dempsey Arsenal, who's cutting into this lane, looking for a little two-man game, and then she maneuvers off of that again. So let's roll it. Looking with her eyes up, as Lauren Gilbert is not open, she sees that the middle of the lane is wide open. No defensive players are there. They were looking all eyes at Lauren Gilbert because she is so deadly with the ball in her stick. They did not want her to have it. I like what Team Johansen is doing. They're looking to deny Gilbert, but that opens up others.
Dempsey said in a dream she'd be a country music singer. So far, sweet tunes for her today. She and her mates, though, trailing by 2 points as we have a little less than 5 minutes with which to work in this opening half. Team Johansen leading the quarter-point breakdown by a 4-1 margin and getting control of the draw. It's something they've had the upper hand with throughout. Hallie Majorana is parked behind the goal, floated over the top. This is Fortunato with Johansen and now Sammy Jo Tracy entering the picture. You see the leaderboard, left side of the screen. Follow your favorites. One champion, 4 medalists when we're all done by the end of next weekend. Nice pass inside. Majorana, dip and dunk for her second on the day.
Just as their captain talked with them about being patient having their eyes up, working together as a team. We see that first dodge was by Ali Mastriani. She didn't force it. She wasn't looking to take the shot. Instead, she was looking to have that one extra pass, and that's what gave them this extra goal. We see this nice little challenge. 3 defensive players were all looking at Ali Mastriani. Hallie Majorana putting herself right place, right on the crease to give herself goal number 2 on the day.
Those two tallies separated by just 31 seconds. Majorana responding and making this a 6-3 margin. Hallie already has a couple of hat tricks this summer. She's got 2 goals today. Team Johansen in purple doubling up Team Apuzzo. 4 and change to go in the half. Mastriani continues to rule around the draw circle, playing catch with her captain Johansen at the 8-meter key. Subs coming on, that's Sammy Jo Tracy. Courtney, could it really be 10 years ago that you and I called Sammy Jo's triple overtime national championship winning goal? 10 years have passed?
That sounds like forever ago. And she was just a freshman.
The coolest thing, she said, I lost my stick in the celebration. I couldn't hand it to the refs for the check. And if you remember, we were like waiting. How about spoiling the drama? Can we get the stick check so we can crown a national champion? She said, I couldn't find my stick. Inside, score! Beautiful put away to the interior. And Team Johansen's offense continues to click. Mastriani in tight.
Ali Mastriani setting herself up from a different spot. We see that defensive check, the ball went down. She's gonna open herself up right here to the inside, nice and tight. That little quick finish, not sure what the defensive player, Cookie Carr, went down for right here. But there was some contact after the play. Nevertheless, Ali Mastriani in tight, handling that ball very well, right on the doorstep.
Carr is just fine. She's back up. She's been playing for a while with her leg bandaged. Bad turf burn that she sustained earlier in this second season of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Season 1 contested at Maureen Hendricks Field in the Metro DC area. Taylor Cummings was the initial winner. Draw control belongs to Grace Griffin, another former Terp. Griffin, who received plenty of instruction from Taylor Cummings heading into this season as to what to expect. In this quarter, it's a big lead for Team Johansen. They're closing in on 20 points for everybody dressed in purple in 3 minutes. Apuzzo lets it go. She scores! A bullet from the outside.
You cannot ever count out Sam Apuzzo or the team in orange. They just have a way of working themselves back into the mix. And we see Sam right here with the ball in her stick. If you do not put yourself on her hands, if you are not being aggressive with her defensively, she is absolutely going to take you on. And right here, she shows her range, her power. With this nice little split dodge, puts it into her strong hand. She had the space, almost a 2-pointer, not quite. But Sam Apuzzo has put herself at the draw control. They haven't won a lot of draws here in the second quarter, and I do expect for that to change as she uses a draw stick, and she just has a way with putting the ball where she wants it to be.
Apuzzo unbeaten in Athletes Unlimited. She likes to play tennis. That was a pretty good first serve there from Sam Apuzzo, stinging the top corner just 26 seconds after Mastriani made it 7-3. It's a 7-4 game with 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Team Johansen leading in the points in this quarter until Gilbert goes back-to-back in a heartbeat and makes it a 2-point game.
This just goes to show you how quickly things can change. Lacrosse is a game of runs. This is just 7 seconds from the faceoff. Sam Apuzzo getting it over into space for Lindsay McCone, who in transition, her eyes are up. She sees Lauren Gilbert streaking in the middle. Nice quick release. Excellent job. Again, it shows you how the momentum can change in lacrosse so quickly.
Lauren Gilbert has scored in every game this summer. She has acclimated beautifully as a rookie in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. She's approaching the 20-goal mark in this, her freshman season. For every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse campaign, Aspiration planting 10 trees. Heading into today, we were over 1,100 trees being committed to. We thank Aspiration for its support. Sun is starting to poke through the clouds. Lauren Gilbert outdistancing Charlotte North for the goal-scoring lead this summer. North will play in the second game today, expected to go around 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Ball overrun there, pick up on the ground for Dempsey Arsenault with help from Grace Griffin. And now Team Apuzzo has momentum. They are closing ground quickly.
2 minutes, 30 seconds in this second quarter. About 50 seconds on the shot clock. That is plenty of time and a lot more possessions for the team in the orange jerseys, Sam Apuzzo's team, to collect things back and close the gap, as they're not thinking all is lost in this second quarter with the 20 points. I can guarantee Sam, who's won most of the quarters that she has been on the field, this quarter is not done for her.
Ost Holman, who played collegiately at Maryland, married into a family of North Carolina Tar Heels. Good luck with that. McCone outside the 8-meter key. The individual quarter score, 6-3, you can tell bottom of the screen. That would mean 20 points for everybody dressed in purple. Get a whistle here. The officials are sending Amber McKenzie to the sideline. This will be player up for Team Apuzzo for a minute.
Yellow card, shot clock reset. Not sure if they're gonna look for a 2-pointer at this point. I certainly wouldn't. I think get the quick, easy goal, close it by 1, find that open player.
Swinging on around, set it up for the captain Apuzzo. Through the circle with Gilbert and McCone. Apuzzo looking for a passing lane. 90 seconds remaining in the half. Gilbert lost it out of her cross. It turned out okay. Apuzzo waits, bluffs the 2, feeds for Gilbert. She'll fire and score. You don't have to ask Lauren Gilbert twice.
Now, Lauren Gilbert does not have an assist on the season, but you see why every time she touches the ball, even though they're a player up, because she had space, that's why she took that shot. She had a defensive player on her, but she knew she had the ability, the range, and the accuracy to take this one on. Kaylee Waters, an excellent goalkeeper, but with Lauren Gilbert in tight, with her speed, her accuracy makes it very difficult to stop.
That's the word, Courtney, accuracy. It's accuracy and velocity for Gilbert that gets her to her 20th goal of the summer. She has multiple goal games in 6 of 8, including today. 3 unanswered points now for Apuzzo at the tail end of the second quarter. 7-6 overall. 6-4 for Team Johansen in purple, trying to win the quarter, as you can tell. You see that noted at the bottom of the screen. Just over a minute with which to work. A little bit less than that on the shot clock, and Apuzzo can tie, or with a 2, take the lead perhaps at the half. Alex Ost Holman hovering there. She crossed up Grace Griffin, chased down by Apuzzo with 50 seconds to go, 30 to shoot. Apuzzo from the bad angle. Ost Holman is next. Flushed out by Amber McKenzie. Lindsay McCone playing the 2-person game around the screen that was set. Shot clock's at 15. Gilbert hawked there into a double. And Johansen put the ball down, and Becca Block comes up. Block with terrific speed, running in transition, looking for the fast break. Block going to goal, off the pass. Fortunato, she scores!
Give credit where credit is due. Team Johansen defensively, they were tough, not allowing Gilbert to get any kind of rhythm. Nice quick double team. And then we see sprinting out of the defensive side, none other than Becca Block. Such a speedy defensive player, transitioning the ball. She thought for a second about going to goal until she saw Courtney Fortunato. Nice quick release from a distance, just about a quick stick. Courtney Fortunato she's really turned things on in week 2 and week 3. It's been exciting to watch her gain confidence on the field.
Amazingly so. Fortunato's second goal of the day. The other was a 2-pointer earlier in this quarter. It's been an enormous second quarter for Team Johansen in purple. 7 points to my count with just a dozen seconds left in the frame. Griffin works quickly with McComb. At the 8-meter key, the pass gets away from Gilbert. 3 seconds to go. To the inside looking for Apuzzo. That's the end of the half. Team Johansen wins the second quarter by a 7-4 margin and has control in the game at the halftime break, 8-6. Everybody wearing purple, all 14 of them, will get 20 points for winning that second quarter. Right from the opening draw today, we expected it to be high scoring. The action is heating up as the sun pokes through the clouds. It's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We are at the half. Team Johansen and Team Apuzzo. It's the Book of Unlimited. It weighs around 25 pounds. It's open during the opening ceremonies for each Athletes Unlimited season. The champion gets her name inscribed. Everybody who competes gets inscribed inside that book. They do it for lacrosse. They did it for the opening ceremonies of Season 3 with Athletes Unlimited softball in Rosemont, Illinois. And we are continuing here from Sparks, Maryland, USA Lacrosse headquarters. Game 15 of 24 this summer. At the halftime break, we are live with you on ESPNU. Team Johansen with a huge second quarter, 7 points on the board. It's an 8-6 advantage. The two teams have split the quarter win point totals today. In a day when Team Apuzzo is working, we think about the combination of Sam Apuzzo and Dempsey Arsenault working together. You can see their numbers and respective ranks on the leaderboard. These are two of the preeminent players in the sport. Arsenault and Apuzzo, they have a relationship that blends together sort of like peanut butter and jelly.
Midfielder Dempsey Arsenault.
I just love playing with her. I think we have such a good connection. Be able to pick her as my first pick is a dream come true. And last year at AU, we didn't get to play once together. I think people are doing that strategically.
Sam Apuzzo going to goal. Quick stick score! Dempsey Arsenault has her second. There is a sixth sense between those two. They know each other so very well.
We're like sisters at this point. We met at BC, and we've just had such like a great connection on and off the field. We were roommates for 3 years. She is one of like my friends that I can have a best time and laugh, but then also like very serious questions go to her for advice.
She is such a light and bright human being. I think she brings out happiness from everyone. I think being such a good friend of mine, I always trust her, and on the field, off the field, she's just a great person to like have in your corner.
She's like one of my best friends, like a sister.
Courtney, those two are very, very fun to watch.
You know, anytime you can have two teammates who played together for 4 years as well as Team USA, they just know one another so well. You know good things are going to come from it because they have that long-standing chemistry. Good things. Courtney speaks of good things offensive, definitely in the opening half of play. Dempsey Arsenault, you give her this kind of room, she will make you pay. Sam Apuzzo's team's playing catch-up against Amanda Johansen. If the captain gets hurt, druthers, more goals like this to come. Highlights right after these words. We are done with 20 minutes of regulation time at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Season 2 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, and it's Team Johansen on the lead by 2. The two teams have split the first and second quarter win points for everybody on their roster. Folks, the Unlimited Club, it provides great benefits, including voting on league decisions. You'll be interacting with the players. You'll have the access to some signed autographed items and a whole lot more. For more information or to join today, go to auprosports.com. Joe Beninati and Courtney Martinez Connor with you. Courtney's a 5-time national champion at the University of Maryland. Court, this was a sleepy start offensively in this game, and then the two teams erupted in the second quarter. What happened? You know, I think the biggest thing for Team Johansen, they've started to take their time, just as their captain had mentioned. They wanted to make sure that they were having the second and third look at cage as opposed to forcing the first. And then on the flip side, Team Apuzzo, it was once she puts herself at the draw, it kind of gives them that extra spark offensively after they win possession.
When we start to look at the highlights, we see that Kelsey Huff got things off to a flying start for Team Johansen.
Kelsey Huff has just a great quick step and a nice fast release, oftentimes catching the goalkeeper not quite ready to step up and make a save on her shot. And then on the flip side, Dempsey Arsenal, she's just smooth. She has the ability to get to cage quickly, but it's relaxed, and that's what I'd like to see from her on the field. And then Sam Apuzzo doing what she does best, in and tight around that goal circle.
Alex Ostholman has always been a good setup person. She made a nice feed there. Into the second quarter we go, and here come all the goals.
Courtney Fortunato, she has range. She can take somebody on one-on-one, but she can also score from outside of that two-point line.
Dempsey Arsenal would not be held back. She walks right down the lane on Kaylee Waters.
And then her teammate Sam Apuzzo showing her power. She, again, always has the ability to take over when she wants. We see her again at the draw control right here, getting it into her teammates' hands, and they scored in just 7 seconds on that play.
Things happen awfully quick. Apuzzo finds Gilbert. Gilbert with a quick trigger again. Multiple goal games for her in 6 of 8. The numbers playing out like this. It's tight with respect to shots, the save totals as well. We have a very close game. All the numbers befitting of that as we get set for the final 20 minutes of regulation. Courtney and I will have you back. We'll join Kaylee Waters and her friends for the resumption of play in a moment. We've played 2 quarters today, an early morning start. We started 9 a.m. Eastern time, just a little bit past 10 now. It's an 8-6 advantage for Team Johansen. They've split the quarter points in the first 2 frames. Amanda Johansen, the captain, wearing 7 in the purple, wearing a microphone for us as well as we go into the game, presented by Air National Guard.
I'm through. Watch this pick. Watch this pick. Yeah. Ooh. So I think that one they picked, I stepped down and I was going to step up. Down. So do you think now when I say you hold and then I'll stay under in the off ball? Yeah. Okay. Oh no. Step off. Hey. Hey, if these are line driving, can I switch with Dowdy? Hey, you want to go left because they're not going high now? Well, I don't know because that one was a line drive. I'm just going to stay over here. We're good.
Plenty of coaching and communication from Amanda Johansen.
Spoken like a true coach. She was a collegiate coach at Hofstra. She knows what it takes, the X's and O's wise, and there are so many coaches here by trade, and so it's just a matter of listening to one another.
Britt Reed, I hope you'll have fun with me. You know, I can't forget my microphone. It's attached to my head. You just misplaced your mouth guard. What went through your mind there?
Oh no, do I have another one? Yeah, I found it. It was where I always put it. I just didn't see it.
You can't miss it. It's lime green.
I know.
What were your thoughts on that opening half?
I think we started off strong, and then they scored a few good goals, and we didn't pick it back up, so we're going to pick it back up the second half.
Thanks a lot for stepping in with us. We appreciate it.
Let's go, Lions!
And a little cheerleading to boot as we get going with the final 20 minutes of regulation. This is game number 15 of 24 in the second season of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor. A big tip of the cap to all the men and women in our technical crew. The last couple of days especially, there's been a lot of tireless work to get us back up and running after the severe weather that's been in the area. The humidity is definitely increasing, Court. It's getting stickier and soupier by the minute. The sun was poking out of the clouds late second quarter. It's hidden now as this shot goes wide of Waters. Temperatures aren't that bad. They're in the low 80s, but it is humid. Alex Ostholman playing catch with Lauren Gilbert, who's already on the board twice today. Trying on Courtney Taylor for size. That pass to the interior from McCone, deflected down. Great defensive work. That's Taylor again, working with Huff. 4-on-3 fast break. Huff for Girardi. Girardi waits, fires, and that's answered by Reed.
Excellent defensive play by Team Apuzzo, stopping that 4-on-3, the fast break, not easily done. And then you have Hallie Majorana being difficult and tough in the ride.
Britt Reed had 4 saves against Team Colson in a win back on Thursday night. She's got more than that already today. The goalies get 6 points per save. Kaylee Waters orchestrating her defense as Arsenal works outside the 8-meter key against fellow Team USA gold medalist Ali Mastriani. Pretty good matchup right there. 2 very talented midfielders. McCone waiting. Trying to get underneath on Taylor. The bounce shot goes wide, backed up by Meg Dowdy, and the veteran defender will clear. Running for cover, it's Courtney Taylor.
I love to see her get on the hands of her offensive players. She's just able to break up plays on the defensive end of the field, and that was what proved for her being so successful in her first season at BC after transferring from Temple. She's just physical, aggressive on the defensive end.
That means she's working today, Courtney Taylor, against one of her heroes, Sam Apuzzo, who she credits for helping her become the person she is today. Majorana firing for 2, that goes wide. It's backed up by Amanda Johansen. Closest to the ball on a shot, where and when it leaves the field, gets possession. From goal line to goal line in Athletes Unlimited, we're 75 yards apart. The full field is 95 yards long, end line to end line. Fortunato with Girardi. In her rookie season from Northwestern, Mastriani off the jab step, she snaps one high, got room against Griffin, backed up by Majorana, 30 seconds to shoot. Hallie Majorana has kept her summer-long goal-scoring streak alive. Tallies in 8 straight games, trying to get underneath on Wakefield. Johansen cradling in against Wakefield now, body to body there. 10 seconds to shoot. The captain, Johansen, feeds it inside. It gets away from Fortunato, backed up by Majorana. One more look to the interior, goes awry. This is over and back, and it'll belong to Team Apuzzo in orange. Still waiting for the first goal of the quarter. Nearly 4 minutes in. There are 20 points available for everybody on the roster who wins the quarter by quarter. The game totals will increase by 45 should your team win. That'll all add up on the Geico leaderboard that now sees Sam Apuzzo setting the pace over 1,100 points.
Every team in purple and orange has the ability to be moving up that leaderboard as this game is going on now, but everyone in the blue and gold will have the opportunity in game 2 today. Again, as rosters change week to week, that's why we see an array of colors at this point.
Once we're done with tomorrow's action and the MVP votes are all tabulated, we'll have 4 new captains. We'll have a Monday night draft that you can see on YouTube, 7 p.m. Eastern. John Brickley in the host chair. Vanthoff, who has goals in 6 straight. Taylor Vanthoff, 2-person game with Gilbert. 5 and change to go in the third. Gilbert on that familiar jump step into her dodge. Apuzzo comes to call. Sam Apuzzo fires. That's fought off. That may have hit Waters right in the face mask. Rattling around there to the end line. But it does get a new 60-second shot clock for Team Apuzzo. Working quickly. Nonetheless, it's Gilbert for the hat trick.
Lauren Gilbert always has her stick in the air, and she is ready to shoot. She has her eye on the goal, and she is prepared as soon as she cuts for this ball. I like her confidence with the ball in her stick. Lauren Gilbert closing the gap.
All of a sudden, it's a 1-point game. At one time, Team Johansen had a 7-3 lead. It's now shrunk to 8-7. Lauren Gilbert has the last 3 goals on the board for Team Apuzzo. Folks, next week, Premier Lacrosse League action, PLL games in Utah. Atlas and the Whipsnakes Friday at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, followed by the Water Dogs and the Redwoods. Saturday, it's Chaos and Archers, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, The Cannons taking on the Chrome, all 4 games exclusively on ESPN+. And thinking of Chrome, the rookies Nick Turn and Wisnauskas are leading the way for head coach Tim Sudan in that league. There's Lauren Gilbert in the middle of the huddle on top of the goal-scoring leaderboard. She hails from a very athletic family. Gilbert slashing inside, still with it. Snaps and scores! A remarkable goal from Gilbert.
My dad played football at Dartmouth. He was a wide receiver there. My mom played field hockey there. And then my sister plays lacrosse at Stanford. She's a midfielder.
Gilbert going to goal. Free position. She scores.
She is the fastest player on the field.
I think we're all like good at different things, but I'd say I'm the fastest.
She can fly. Lauren Gilbert, the daughter of Christina and Jerry.
I love her confidence. She knows who's the fastest in the family. I'm sure they are super competitive. When you have a bunch of former collegiate and her sister who's at Stanford, that proves to be fun, especially I'm sure when they're playing even just a game of chess.
Playing with the left hand and wrist, it appears, bandaged today. Lauren Gilbert. Team Apuzzo has won the last 6 draws. The captain front and center inside the draw circle now, helping to turn the tables. 8-7 for Team Johansen in the purple. A little bit more than halfway through the third. Sammy Jo Tracy will try on Apuzzo for size at the draw right now. The officials today, Lynn Bowers, Ronnie Anton, Patty Kletcher-Porter, Julie Wakes, and Erica Leslie. Ball down on the turf, looking for the 2 points for the draw control. It's Sammy Jo Tracy scooping that, eventually giving it up to Arsenault and Ella Simpkins. Simpkins, who said a career in golf would be her goal were it not for lacrosse.
All of the players, they do love to play golf in their free time, oftentimes heading out, whether it's Top Golf or getting in a round of 9. Pretty competitive.
Oh yeah, Simpkins was a big leaderboard jumper last week as Gilbert goes high. Ella Simpkins moved up 21 places from the start of last week to the beginning of this week 3 in Athletes Unlimited. Ost Holman hovering against Mackenzie, veteran matchup there. Work it to McCone. McCone on the split dodge from left to right. Flip for Griffin, 10 seconds to shoot. Arsenault wants it against Dowdy, another good split dodge. The feed, great save, Waters. She stonewalled Apuzzo from point blank.
And that does not happen often in tight. Sam Apuzzo is usually capable of scoring those goals as we watch this right here. Saved by Kaylee Waters, standing tall, close to that post, hugging it.
A half a dozen stops for Waters this morning. She gets 6 points for every one that she makes on her individual stat line. Fortunato getting low on Cookie Carr. Majorana is next. Hallie operating against Simpkins. 3 minutes to go in this quarter. The lone goal in the frame belongs to Apuzzo. Remember, those 20 quarter points are on the line. Little give and go inside. It's intercepted. Wakefield comes away with a turnover. Caroline rumbling to midfield. Advancing the ball to Cookie Carr. From one defender to the other. Now 6-on-6 at this end. We play Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse 10-on-10. The rosters, 14 per team.
14 per team, Joe. Each team has 2 goalkeepers. And then when you look, each of these teams is without a field player.
Apuzzo bluffs inside. That pass intended for Ost Holman was deflected. 18 seconds to shoot. Sam Apuzzo's side without defender Kayla Wood this week, injured. Team Johansen missing Jamie Ortega as well. 8 seconds left. On the exchange, McCone, who has scored well this summer. Severe angle against block. Great catch. Shovel shot goes wide from Griffin, and that will be a shot clock violation against Apuzzo.
Looking at this third quarter, there haven't been many goals scored. It's just been Team Apuzzo. It's 1-0 third quarter. And if the score holds true, that's 20 points. That means Apuzzo would have 2 of the quarters out of the 3, despite the fact that they are losing the game right now. And that's one of the unique nuances, a part of Athletes Unlimited.
Just one of the reasons why Apuzzo sits number 1 on the overall leaderboard up to the minute. She began the day trailing goalkeeper Taylor Marino, who plays in the second game today, 11:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPNU. Another turnover here, some sloppiness late in the frame, 75 seconds to go. 8-7 for Team Johansen in purple, and a chance for Team Apuzzo, as Courtney was documenting, to cinch away the third quarter right now, leading by a slim 1-0 margin.
And that is not lost on the team in orange. They know that they can walk away with this quarter, the 20 points. Players understand the value of the ball, especially when the game is tight.
Dempsey Arsenal, born in New Hampshire, spent a lot of time in Boston, and Courtney, she's relocating in the fall. She's leaving Boston, she's heading for San Diego, 11 in the orange, with a ball in her cross. Building momentum now against Mackenzie, flips to Apuzzo, 25 in the quarter, 13 to shoot. McCone, one-on-one against the captain Johansen. Towering defender there off the flip. Vanthoff works in and fires. She snapped it high. Ball goes to Johansen. 7 seconds left in the quarter. Good ride from Ost Holman, pressuring Waters. And as a result, Team Apuzzo gets the 20 points, winning a very low-scoring third by the count of 1-0, and making it a 1-point game down the stretch. When you win quarters, there's that 20-point bonus for everybody on your team. 3/4 of the way home, Saturday morning in Sparks, Maryland. 8-7 for Team Johansen. Athletes Unlimited, where the players are the leaders and decision makers. Team Johansen has the 8-7 advantage. After 3 quarters, Team Apuzzo has won the first and third, so you see they have the advantage in terms of quarter win points today. This early day in Sparks, Maryland, as the sunshine starts to poke through the clouds once more. We remind you about Sunday Night Baseball. The matchup is an NL West rivalry game. Juan Soto, newly acquired to the Padres, taking on Freddie Freeman and the Dodgers, wrapping up a big 3-game series at Dodger Stadium. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage beginning 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on ESPN2 with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown expected on the mound for that one. Yu Darvish for the Padres against Tyler Anderson for the Dodgers. Anderson is a mere 12-1, Courtney, just like you on the hill. As we prepare to begin the fourth quarter, Britt Reed getting a pat on the back from Grace Griffin as she marches back to her goal circle. Britt, your team has made a nice rally in this game. From your vantage point, what's been the turnaround?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a slow quarter overall for both teams, just 1 goal, but we just kept rallying, kept fighting through it, and defense stepped up, and they only got, I think, 2 shots on goal, so, yeah.
Britt, when you look at your team, what is it going to take to walk away with this win today?
We need to keep grinding, winning the draw. We're crushing the draw right now. We need to keep that up, and on defense, keep getting out on them.
I just wonder how many goalie sticks you break by slashing the post like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
Go easy, will you?
Yeah.
Fourth quarter to come. Thanks. Inside the draw circle, Team Apuzzo with Britt Reed backstopping the whole Magilla. 4-1 for them over the last, let's call it 13 minutes, making this game a whole lot more interesting. It's 8-7 down the stretch we go. Joe and Courtney with you from USA Lacrosse headquarters. 3 cheers for all the men and women in our technical crew. An extremely early day for them. Game 2 of this doubleheader is 11:30 a.m. Team Lizzie Colson, a defender in the captain's chair, against a netminder in Team Taylor Marino, who's been a captain twice before. Team Johansen is in purple. Team Apuzzo in orange were 6-on-6 at this end of the field. Sammy Jo Tracy on the flip for Kelsey Huff. Huff, who has a couple goals today. Sweeping to her left, fires. It's off the outside of the post, so you'll get the reset of the shot clock, but who gets the ball? Interesting. The official there making the assessment, that's Lynn Bowers. She's going to award the ball to Hallie Majorana, closest to it on a shot. That was a shot that hit the post, may have gotten a little whisker of Britt Reed on the way by. Mastriani so dangerous, working in against Griffin. Majorana skip it on through. Johansen just a bit too tall as she was decked. McCone was there defensively. Majorana brings it in off the end line. Hawked defensively by Arsenal. Turning the corner with it. It's Huff. Juking free from Wakefield. Face dodge move there, not going to get through to the goal, as it's another turnover this time. Majorana has to get back into a riding setup. You have 20 seconds to clear the midline in Athletes Unlimited. Cookie Carr wasting no time doing that.
One of these days we're going to see Cookie wearing number 83 in orange go to goal. She works on her shot. She used to be a midfielder, as every one of these players have been, and she said she's going to head to goal sometime soon.
She scored last year in the initial season, inaugural season of Athletes Unlimited. She scored against Angie Benson. This is Apuzzo going to goal on the rollback, fires. Good save there to the splits for Kaylee Waters. Waters' save total at 8 now. Many of those have been very, very strong, and several of which have come at the expense of Apuzzo.
An incredible rollback, but Kaylee Waters had all eyes on Apuzzo. She is deadly with the ball in her stick. Excellent save by Kaylee Waters.
Fortunato off the split dodge from right to left, swings it back behind the goal. It's 8-7 for Team Johansen in purple. 7 minutes left to operate in the fourth. No scoring in this final frame until Majorana goes down under.
The first goal of quarter 4 belongs to Team Johansen. A lot of back and forth, much like we saw in the third quarter. Hallie Majorana setting herself up for a long one-on-one. She gave herself space before she attacked. Shooting off of the spin. The post was helping her out on that one. We see right here that quick rollback. She was ready to release, came right off the pipe, redirected from Britt Reed.
Majorana, who began this weekend number 2 in terms of total points, goals plus assists. She was leading the league in assists. Those 14 goals don't hurt either. Another hat trick today. For every goal that you score in Athletes Unlimited, you put a big smile on your face when you add 12 points to your leaderboard totals. The first goal for Team Johansen of the second half comes from Majorana right there. Opening up a 2-point cushion with 7 minutes to go. On a hazy, humid morning at USA Lacrosse headquarters, Apuzzo battling Sammy Jo Tracy at the draw circle, and Sammy Jo wins that. And Sammy Jo, who founded the Draw Control Academy, she should be an expert inside that circle. Ball down, coming up with a scoop was Arsenal, flicks it on to Gilbert, who loves to run in transition there. That was a tough catch for Apuzzo, and off the ground, back comes the defense for Team Johansen. It's Mastriani running for cover, but lost it out of her cross. Lindsay McCone says, thanks very much. Pass ahead is a poor one. Becca Block recovers, and there is a timeout that's being called for by Team Johansen. On the lead by 2 with 6 and change to play in the fourth. Stay right there. Anxious moments now for these players in a tight game. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 2. Team Johansen in the purple, a 9-7 leader by virtue of Hallie Majorana's third goal of the day, the only goal in the fourth quarter. You get 20 points when you win the individual quarter for everybody on your side. Folks, if you're curious on how we put these teams together, how we draft the squads, tune in every Monday, 7 Eastern on YouTube, live Athletes Unlimited weekly draft. John Brickley is your host. You find out who gets taken first, where all of your favorites will wind up, what color jerseys they're going to be wearing. For more information on the Athletes Unlimited draft, go to auprosports.com. Courtney, we've seen a lot of good offense so far in this game, good playmaking, good shooting. And when it comes to the quick centering passes, you can count on Alex Ostholmen.
Alex Ostholmen earning the aspiration assist of the game. We've seen her play well inside, but here it's her vision. Finding Captain Sam Apuzzo right on the doorstep. Alex Ostholmen doing what's needed of her as a player on the field. Eyes are up, looking at that assist, the aspiration assist of the game.
By the time Alex was finished in College Park, she was number 3 all-time in assists at Maryland. For every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited lacrosse season, aspiration planting 10 trees. Heading into today, we were well over 1,100 trees now that have been committed to. And we thank Aspiration for all of its support, our chief sustainability partner this summer of Athletes Unlimited lacrosse. They are continuing with season 3 in Athletes Unlimited softball. Deja Mulipola, Carrie Eberly, Savannah Jaquish, all among the leaderboard participants in Rosemont, Illinois. Courtney, you get 40 points when you hit a home run in that league. 40 on your leaderboard total. Something that Mulipola does quite regularly. Look out on the highway there. She hits some blasts. Back to lacrosse with 4 minutes to go in a 2-point game.
Last season, I remember Athletes Unlimited, the lacrosse players, played a little bit of softball.
As we work in with a little over 5 minutes to work, you're seeing the leaderboard, left side of the screen. Huff lets it go, and it's a fine stop there for Britt Reed. Reed looking down. Griffin will jog it ahead. Back behind the cage, Alex Ostholmen. Lauren Gilbert, as usual, on the scoreboard on multiple occasions, looking for a fourth. She lets it go. That's blocked. The race to the end line, closest to the ball on a shot where and when it leaves the field, gets possession. The officials, Lynn Bowers says, stay with Apuzzo. 20 seconds to shoot. 5 minutes to go in the game. Quarter points in the fourth, led by Johansen, 1-0. Apuzzo, 2-person game with her buddy Arsenault there. Fought off by Waters. She took that right in the midsection. Making the stop. Kaylee had 10 of them yesterday morning. She's got 9 this morning. Protecting what is a 2-point lead for her team in the purple. Sammy Jo goes back behind the cage. Fortunato topside on Cookie Call. In her youth athletics, her youth lacrosse days, walked out on the field. They said, that's one tough little cookie. That nickname has lasted a long time for Kristen. Mastriani on the go. Double team, ball down. And turned back. In transition comes Team Apuzzo on the run. Wakefield trying to lead the break. Arsenault lost it. Taylor was in her face. Dowdy goes the other way.
Give credit where credit is due. That defense by Team Johansen.
Dowdy, great pass. One more for Huff. That was lost. She lost it there as she was just pulling the trigger. And Simpkins comes up with a ground ball.
Now showing some love for Team Apuzzo defensively. If you can stop the fast break, if you can continue working, get a trail track, or just get on the body, on the hands of that offensive player, making it difficult for them to wind up and shoot, and you prove to be successful on that end of the field.
Team Johansen leading the quarter, as you see bottom of the screen, but they've turned it over 5 times in these last 10 minutes of play. Team Apuzzo still very much in the contest with 3 minutes to go. As you see things shape up from behind the cage. Top side, attacking down Arsenault. Around the 8-meter key. 15 seconds to shoot. Ostholmen on a sneak attack. Snuffed out. Rebound. Score! Not to be denied, Apuzzo.
Sam Apuzzo picking up this rebound inside of that 8-meter key. Her eyes were certainly locked in this ball as she closes the gap to just 1 goal. Alex Ostholman trying to do a sneak attack. Kaylee Waters with the great save, but Sam Apuzzo not allowing her to get set up to take on that second onslaught of a shot.
Apuzzo's third of the day as a result. Waters slammed the door first. Apuzzo ever mindful of any loose change. She bags the goal that makes this a 9-8 game with exactly 3 minutes to go in the fourth. Apuzzo getting the congratulations and a quick drink. 13 tallies now for Sam, who has scored in 22 of her 23 games in her Athletes Unlimited career. Folks, from a promotional standpoint, don't miss your chance to see the excitement of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse right here in person. We welcome you at USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. Tickets available today. Go get yours at auprosports.com/tickets. In season 1, Courtney, we had 11 different 1-goal decisions of the 30 games. This summer, we're playing 24 games. This is game 15 of the campaign, and we're involved in a 1-point game right now with 3 minutes to go. These teams that change every week via captain's draft, and it just seems like game after game is so competitive, so tight-knit.
And I'm a little surprised that they put McCone on the draw control versus Sammy Jo Tracy. Sammy Jo was able to win it to where she wanted to, but it was a 50-50 battle on who was going to come up with the ball. So I thought Sam Apuzzo, despite the fact she wasn't placing it where they wanted it, the team in orange, they were battling for that 50-50 ball to open space.
We see too many players again. That's that green card held aloft, so it's a 30-second player up situation now. Sammy Jo Tracy takes a seat. We drift less than 3 minutes to go in regulation. Should this game be tied at the end of the fourth quarter, there would be a 3-minute sudden victory overtime. We've had a couple of those this season. We've even had one game go beyond the sudden victory into a shootout, in fact. 9-8 for the moment. They've reinforced that green card at the table. Lynn Bowers, Ronnie Anton, Patty Kletcher-Porter, Julie Wakes, Erica Leslie sorting things out. Sammy Jo joined in the sin bin by Ali Mastriani. So after the offside, the team dressed in purple appears to be two players down. Right now they have 5 defenders shielding Kaylee Waters, but if this stands, they're going to have to take a player off, won't they?
They will, and it looks like they are signaling for another player to come off the field. Someone else from Team Johansen.
This would be a 6-on-4 player up.
Which is difficult, but you see Team Johansen captain Amanda as she passed by the referees wanting an explanation.
Quizzical look on the face of Hallie Majorana. The officials remain in conference. This all with 2:50 to go in the fourth. Fourth quarter that has seen goals from Majorana make it 9-7. Apuzzo responded with her third, likewise answering the hat trick of Hallie with her hat trick marker, making it 9-8. And now Mastriani and Tracy chat about it in the box there, with their team all of a sudden being a couple of players down. Golden opportunity for Team Apuzzo to tie or perhaps take the 2 and move ahead in this game.
That's right. Being up 2 players to score with 1 extra player, you have obviously the huge advantage, but now there's 2. Very difficult for defense to shift. There's already a lot of space with just a 6-on-6.
Shayna Parecka has the ball. She is a 2-point threat, 41 in the orange. 2 players up for Team Apuzzo. Parecka shaded by Dowdy. 10 seconds left in the player up situation. Arsenault feeds, closing. Skip it on through. Great read defensively there. Follow-up chance off the post. Waters finds it in the goal circle. Her best friend made the save there. Kaylee Waters hearing the ring of the post. Back comes Team Johansen, protecting the 1-point advantage with a little bit more than 2 minutes to go. Mastriani set free from the box now. We balance up. 6-on-6. Under 2 minutes to go.
What a great defensive effort by Team Johansen. 2 players down. They shifted, they rotated, their sticks were in the air. Courtney Taylor was able to knock a pass down. Post, best friend of a goalkeeper. Haley Waters able to get that ball out of the defensive end.
Fourth quarter is tied, 1 point apiece. 20 points are on the line. This is ringing off the crossbar there, in and out. Mastriani thought she found the top corner. That one may need to be reviewed. That was awfully close to the junction where the crossbar meets the post, meets the meshing of the net. Wakefield pops it up in the air. Cookie Carr comes away. 1:13 left. Team Apuzzo in orange down by 1. Apuzzo gets flattened. There was a timeout being called by Team Apuzzo facilitator Nicole Flores. Right at that horn, right at that whistle. The timeout taken by Team Apuzzo with 67 seconds remaining.
The 1-1 tie here in the fourth quarter, it means everything. So it's not just the quarter points of 20 points, it's also the final score is potentially on the line as well, which the winner gets 45. So 65 points at this point potentially are on the line.
1-1 on the score as Courtney was documenting. We take a peek now at our Geico defensive play of the game from this early morning start in Sparks, Maryland.
Geico defensive play of the game. Watch this defense right here, a 6v4. They were down 2 players. Courtney Taylor knocking a pass down. Kaylee Waters, thank you, post, able to come up with that ball, get it out quickly. And then it was a post shot at the opposite end of the field for Ali Mastriani. But again, incredible job stopping a potential goal from being scored by Team Johansen in purple.
Critical juncture of this game now. Team Apuzzo in orange has the ball down by 1 in the final minute. Grace Griffin jogging in against Johansen. She'll choose Arsenal, picked up by Dowdy. Meg Dowdy, former National Collegiate Defender of the Year, All-World Team member, forced the turnover there with Courtney Taylor. Outstanding defense. Team Apuzzo was not on the same page right there, and this shot clock is turned off. Team Johansen can run and hide. Leading 9-8, they don't have to go to goal. Although if they do, they can choose to win the quarter should they score. The fourth quarter is deadlocked at 1. 45 points if you win the game, most importantly. Majorana swings it on around. They continue to play keep away. 10 seconds left. Team Apuzzo starting to double. Johansen as they spread the field. Helped out by Sammy Jo Tracy, balls down. Cookie Carr golfing at it. 2 seconds, then 1. Last ditch effort at the final horn. Team Johansen holds on and wins a 9-8 thriller.
Another tight game in Athletes Unlimited. This fourth quarter, 20 points go, tied, but they go to the winner of the game, and that is Team Johansen. Excellent job of gamesmanship, X's and O's, playing to what the score was. They knew they did not need to score. They played keep away all within the final shot clock and handed Sam Apuzzo her very first loss here in week 3.
Haley Majorana beaming smile for good reason. It was her hat-trick goal that turns to prove out to be the eventual game winner today for 37 in the purple. 9-8, Team Johansen with the decision. As we continue to scale the leaderboard throughout this summer of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. This is week 3. Game number 15 is in the books. So we haven't had the MVP voting yet for this game, but at the moment, the tabulations read up with Sam Apuzzo on top and others gaining quickly.
You know, when I look at who potentially is going to be awarded MVP points, you have to sit here and think this is the very first loss that's been handed to Sam Apuzzo and her team. So I think a lot should be credited to the team in purple, Team Johansen. They had a great game plan. What they did on the field, especially in that 6v4, was critical, and then coming out with the win in this game.
Hallie Majorana said at the outset of this summer, you know, I just want to embrace my role this season, whatever they give to me. And she has had the role of high-scoring attacker throughout and bagged 3 more today.
She's incredibly experienced, has such a great IQ, and she's fun to watch on the field. Obviously, she will forever be known as the first goal scorer in Athletes Unlimited, but I like to watch her confidence on the field, and again, as that experienced player, a veteran, she certainly held true with also scoring goals today.
Plenty of hand clapping and high fives going on in that huddle. Hallie Majorana, who concluded her collegiate career at Syracuse. The great Gary Gate was a mentor of hers, a coach who really made a gigantic difference in her collegiate playing life. Transferred from the University of Maryland. Amanda Johansen, the captain, who began the day number 3 on the leaderboard. Kaylee Waters, who was brilliant in goal, once again putting back-to-back double-figure save totals on the board as we are joined post-game by Hallie Majorana. Hallie, well done. What was the difference today?
Oh my God, our defense. Kaylee, Courtney Taylor, our defense played out of their minds, and team win out there.
Hallie, how would you characterize looking at your play? Let's analyze that. You had 3 goals today. Tell us about it.
Well, I didn't really shoot that well in the first quarter. So, you know, I think it was just my teammates setting me up, you know, cutting off ball, and then everyone, you know, just making the one more pass and making it really easy out there.
Hallie, I know you guys played at 8 a.m. yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Breakfast Club.
9 a.m. today, Breakfast Club again. What's it like? I know a lot of you are creatures of habit leading up to games. Can you do the same things this early in the morning?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely very unique. We're the Breakfast Club girls. 8 a.m. and then 9 a.m. and then I think we're doing it again tomorrow. But, you know, nothing changes. Just everyone has their pregame and try to get the energy going. And thank God we got Molly Wolf. She brings the energy in the locker room, so wakes everyone up, and we're ready to go.
Hallie, we appreciate it. Thanks very much.
You're
Best
welcome.
of luck the rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
Hallie Majorana, a victor today with Team Johansen. Courtney, we're getting set for an 11:30 a.m. start between Colson and Marino. Both of those teams are looking for their first win.
Looking for their first win. It's all about chemistry and who can create it as quick as possible.
Veteran defenders Becca Block and Meg Dowdy making their way back to the dressing rooms. Amanda Johansen, a victor today. Hallie Majorana putting in her votes on the MVP tablets. We are done with the first of 2 games this morning from USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks. For Courtney Martinez-Connor, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks very much for your time. The second game of this doubleheader will be starting at 11:30 a.m. Eastern right here on ESPNU. It's Team Colson and Team Marino. Today, another one-point thriller down the stretch. And Amanda Johansen and team dressed in purple carried away